Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear me today when I tell you that life is short. The time we have on this earth is limited, and yet we spend so much of it focused on the wrong things. We chase the wrong dreams, we measure our worth by things that don't matter, and we forget one very important truth: we're all here to leave a legacy. Life is short, and the time we have is limited. Don't waste it. I want you to take a moment to really grasp the power of those words, because when you realize how fleeting life truly is, it changes everything. You see, we often live our lives as if we have all the time in the world. We tell ourselves that we'll get to things later, that we can always put things off until tomorrow. But the truth is, none of us know how much time we have left. The clock is ticking every single moment, and once a second is gone, we can't get it back. That's why it's so important to wake up, to look at the time we have and make it count. When you're young, you think you have all the time in the world. You don't feel the urgency of every moment. But as you grow older, you begin to realize that time is something that you can't buy, you can't negotiate, you certainly can't control. The days slip away one by one, and before you know it, you're looking back at your life, wondering what you did with it all. You look at the things you didn't do, the dreams you didn't chase, and the opportunities you let pass by because you thought you had more time. You thought you could always start tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. Time is precious, and if you're not careful, it will pass you by without you even realizing it. The small things you take for granted, your health, your relationships, your career, can all be gone in the blink of an eye. You can't assume that you'll have more time to fix what's broken or to make the changes you need to make. Time waits for no one, and before you know it, you could find yourself standing at the end of the road with nothing but regrets. That's why you must be intentional with every moment you have. This isn't about living in constant fear of time running out. It's about recognizing the value of each second, each minute, and each hour. When you understand that your time is limited, you begin to make better choices. You stop putting things off that matter most. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve you, that don't bring you joy or fulfillment. You start focusing on what really matters: your passions, your relationships, your health, and your growth. It's easy to fall into the trap of doing things that seem important, but in the grand scheme of things mean very little. You get caught up in the day-to-day routine, dealing with problems that seem pressing in the moment. But when you look back, you realize they weren't nearly as significant as you once thought. You get distracted by the noise of life, and in doing so, you miss the things that truly matter, the things that are worth your time, your energy, and your heart. Every moment you waste is a moment you can never get back. That's why you must choose wisely how you spend your time. Whether it's with loved ones, pursuing your dreams, or making a difference in the world, every choice you make is a reflection of what you value. Every decision is an opportunity to either make the most of the time you have or let it slip away. Life won't wait for you to catch up. You must be proactive in taking control of your time, in investing it in ways that will enrich your life and leave a lasting impact. As you go through your days, ask yourself, am I using my time wisely? Am I doing the things that will bring me closer to my goals? Am I spending my time with people who lift me up, who encourage me to be better, who support my dreams? Or am I allowing time to pass by, frittering it away on things that don't matter? Don't let life pass you by. Don't let the fear of failure or the comfort of complacency stop you from living fully. The time you have is a gift, and it's up to you to make the most of it. Don't wait until it's too late to start living the life you've always dreamed of. Don't wait until you're on your deathbed to realize that you had the power all along to make your time on this earth meaningful. You have everything you need right now to live a life that counts. The clock is ticking, and it's time for you to make every second matter. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the ideal circumstances. Start where you are with what you have. Your time is limited. You can't afford to waste a single moment. Make today the day you begin living with purpose, with passion, and with the intention of leaving a legacy worth remembering. Because when you look back, you don't want to be filled with regrets. You want to know that you gave it everything you had, that you didn't waste a single moment, and that you made your time on this earth truly count. A legacy is not about what you leave behind. It's about how you live, serve, and inspire. So many of us think of legacy as something that happens only at the end of our lives, something tangible that we can point to, an inheritance, a building with our name on it, or a list of accomplishments. But the truth is, the essence of legacy is in the things we leave behind. It's in the way we live each day, the way we interact with others, and the difference we make in the lives of those around us. Legacy is created through the choices we make, the values we uphold, and the impact we have in the present moment, not just in the distant future. When you think about a legacy, the first thing you need to understand is that it's not about accumulation. It's not about how much wealth you built, how many awards you've won, or how many people know your name. A legacy is about the character you display, the love you show, and the lives you touch. It's about the example you set for others to follow, the way you inspire people to be better versions of themselves. A true legacy is one that lives on in the hearts and hearts of the people you've impacted, far beyond your own time. Living a legacy means that you live your life with purpose, with intention, and with an understanding that every day matters. It's about making choices that reflect your values and beliefs even when no one is watching. It's about how you treat others, how you show up in your relationships, and how you handle life's challenges. Your legacy is being written in every single action you take. Whether you're showing kindness to a stranger, mentoring someone, or simply being a reliable friend, those moments add up and create a ripple effect that impacts others in ways you may never fully understand. To serve is a fundamental part of leaving a meaningful legacy. We're not here to live for ourselves alone. We're here to serve others, to give back, to lift others up. Serving doesn't always mean doing grand gestures or making huge sacrifices. It can be in the small, everyday acts of kindness, helping someone in need, listening when someone needs to talk, or offering encouragement when someone feels defeated. The more you serve, the more you realize that life isn't just about you. It's about making the world a better place for others, for your family, your community, even strangers who may cross your path. The impact you have on the lives of others is the true measure of the legacy you're creating. Inspiration is another key element of legacy. You don't have to be famous or a public figure to inspire others. Every single one of us has the ability to inspire those around us by the way we live, by the way we approach life, and by the choices we make. You inspire through your resilience, through your kindness, through your determination to keep going when the going gets tough. You inspire by showing others what's possible, by being a living example of what it means to pursue your dreams and to overcome adversity. The way you handle challenges, the way you face your fears, and the way you move forward with courage speaks volumes to others who may be watching from the sidelines, unsure of what they're capable of. Your story, your life, becomes a testament to the power of perseverance and belief. You don't need to have all the answers or be perfect. You just need to be real and authentic, and that's what inspires. A legacy is also about the values you pass on. We're all teaching others, whether it's our children, our peers, or even the people we may not know well. Your actions teach lessons far beyond what you say. If you want to leave a lasting legacy, live with integrity. Be honest, be accountable, and always strive to do what's right. Let your life speak louder than your words. Now show others what it means to live a life of character, to have courage in the face of adversity, and to love without limits. These values, these lessons will stick with others long after you're gone. They'll pass them on to others, and in that way your legacy grows. Legacy isn't a one-time thing. It's a lifelong process. It's built in every moment, in every interaction, in every decision. When you live with purpose, when you serve others, when you inspire those around you, you are creating a legacy that will live on for generations to come. And that's the kind of legacy worth leaving, one that transcends time, one that leaves a lasting impact on the world. It's not about what you have or what you accomplish, but about the way you make others feel, the way you uplift them, and the example you set. If you can do that, then your legacy will be one that truly matters, one that lives long after you're gone. The question isn't what will I leave behind, but what kind of legacy am I building right now? This question shifts the focus from the end of life to the present moment. So often we think of legacy as something that only comes into focus when we're nearing the end of that. We're saying something that we leave behind for others to remember. We imagine our legacy as the sum of our possessions, our accomplishments, or perhaps the name we've made for ourselves. But legacy isn't just something that gets sealed up at the end of our lives. It's something that is built in every single moment we live, in every decision we make, and in every interaction we have. The question we must ask ourselves is not just what will people say about me when I'm gone, but what am I doing today that is building the kind of legacy I want to leave behind? You see, the legacy you leave is determined by how you live your life right now. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we have plenty of time to change, to make a difference, to pursue the things that matter most. But the truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. Every day, every hour, and every minute is an opportunity to create a legacy, whether it's big or small, visible or unseen. It's what you do in the present that shapes what others will remember about you in the future. When you start asking yourself the question, what kind of legacy am I building right now? It forces you to become intentional with your actions, with your decisions, and with how you show up in the world. It reminds you that your choices matter, that the way you treat others, the way you work, and the way you show up in your relationships will be the foundation of your legacy. Are you living with integrity? Are you being a positive influence on the people around you? Are you making the most of the time you have, or are you wasting it on things that don't matter? Every choice you make is a part of the story you're writing. Think about the kind of person you want to be remembered as. What values do you want to embody? What principles do you want to stand for? The things that matter to you, the things you are passionate about, are what you should be focusing on right now. A meaningful legacy isn't about waiting until the end of your life to make an impact. It's about making an impact every day, with every action, no matter how small it may seem. The smallest acts of kindness, the quietest moments of strength, and the most unassuming gestures of generosity all add up over time, and they become the foundation for the legacy you leave. Living with the awareness that you're building a legacy changes the way you approach the world. It gives your life purpose and direction. It makes you think beyond your immediate desires and goals, and it connects you to something bigger than yourself. You realize that your life is not just about you, but about the people you can't touch, the lives you can change, and the positive influence you can have. Your legacy is built through the way you serve others, through the ways you choose to be kind and compassionate, and through the way you share your talents and gifts with the world. When you realize that every moment is an opportunity to build your legacy, it becomes impossible to waste time. You start living with intention, and every action becomes significant. It's also important to remember that the legacy you're building isn't always about ways the world others can see. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter most, the times when you choose to do the right thing, even when no one is watching, the moments when you decide to be patient, to listen, to show up for someone who needs you. These things may not always be visible to the world, but they are part of the legacy you're creating. And the truth is, even if you never see the full extent of the impact you have, that doesn't mean it isn't happening. The way you live ripples out, touching lives in ways you may never fully understand. The kindness you show, the encouragement you give, and the love you share can have a profound effect on the world, far beyond what you can see. So ask yourself today, what kind of legacy am I building right now? Are you living in alignment with your values? Are you making decisions that will help you leave an E behind a legacy of love, service, and inspiration? Or are you letting life pass you by, thinking you'll get to it eventually? The reality is that eventually doesn't come for everyone. The time is now. Every single day you have the opportunity to shape the legacy you will leave behind. And when you realize that the power to build your legacy lies in your hands right now, you begin to live with purpose, with the balance, and with the knowledge that every moment counts. But don't wait for a special moment to begin building your legacy. It starts today. It starts with how you choose to live, how you choose to serve, and how you choose to inspire. Legacy is not something you can leave to chance. It's something you create piece by piece through the choices you make every single day. The kind of legacy you want to leave is up to you, and it's being built right now. Your beginnings don't define your end, your actions do. Too many people get caught up in where they start, thinking that the circumstances of their birth, their early life, or their past mistakes will ultimately dictate the outcome of their lives. They let their beginnings, often filled with challenges, struggles, or limitations, shape their identity and determine their future. But I'm here to tell you that your beginnings have no power over your potential. It's not where you come from that matters, it's what you do with the time you have, the choices you make, and the actions you take that will ultimately shape who you become. When you look at successful people, you'll often see that they didn't start out with every advantage. They didn't start out with all the resources, all the support, or even all the skills. What they did have, though, was the willingness to take action. They didn't let their beginnings determine their future. They understood that the power to change their lives was within their grasp, and it was their actions that would propel them forward, not the circumstances of their past. Every great achiever, every person who has overcome adversity knows this truth. It's not where you start that matters, it's where you finish, and the only way to change your finish is by changing your actions. Think about your own life for a moment. It doesn't matter what your background is, whether you grew up in a wealthy family or a struggling one. It doesn't matter if you faced hardships, disappointments, or failures early on. Your past, your beginnings are simply that past. They are not a sentence, and they are not a prophecy of your future. What matters is the story you choose to write moving forward. What actions are you taking today to shape the life you want tomorrow? How are you showing up, not just in the easy moments, but in the hard times, when the path is difficult and the road is long? You see, success is not about having a perfect start. It's about making the most of the opportunities that come your way and creating opportunities when there seem to be none. It's about taking action when others may sit on the sidelines and wait for the perfect moment that never comes. If you want to change the direction of your life, you need to focus on what you can do right now. Every choice you make today, every action you take will determine whether you end up. If you take action with determination, with purpose, and with belief in yourself, you will shape the kind of future you desire. But if you let fear, doubt, or past failures hold you back, then you're letting your beginnings control your end. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who get up every time they fall. Your actions are what define your resilience. You may have experienced setbacks, disappointment, and failure, but those are not the things that define you. What defines you is your ability to keep going, to keep taking action even when the road is tough. The more you act, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the more you move closer to the person you're meant to be. The key is to never stop taking action, never stop trying, and never stop believing that your efforts will pay off. When you look at someone who has achieved greatness, you might think they were born with some special advantage. But what you don't see is the daily actions, the discipline, the failures, and the perseverance that went into getting there. You don't see the sacrifices made, the tough choices, and the setbacks that had to be overcome. What you see is the result of a life that was shaped by consistent action. You see the finish line, but you don't always see the journey. It's the actions taken along the way that define the outcome, not the circumstances in which they began. You must also remember that your actions are a reflection of your beliefs about yourself and your potential. If you believe that your beginnings are all you have, that your past will dictate your future, then your actions will reflect that belief. But if you believe that you have the power to change, that your future is not set in stone, and that your actions today can shape tomorrow, then your actions will reflect that belief as well. It's your mindset that drives the actions that will ultimately lead to your success. Your beginnings don't define your end because you have the ability to choose. You get to decide how you respond to the challenges in your life. You get to decide whether you let your circumstances hold you back or whether you use them as fuel to move forward. Your actions are the brushstrokes that paint the picture of your life, and you are the artist. You may not have control over where you started, but you absolutely have control over where you're going. It's your actions that will determine your future. So today, don't focus on the limitations of your past. Don't let the story where you began keep you from writing the story of where you can go. Take action. Take one step, no matter how small, toward your goals. The future is not determined by where you started, but by what you do right now. Your actions, your commitment, your drive, they will define your end. You have the power to shape your destiny, and it starts with what you choose to do today. A meaningful legacy is not measured by money or accolades, but by the lives you touch. In a world where success is often quantified by financial wealth, titles, and awards, it's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of things that seem impressive on paper. We think that the more we accumulate, whether it's money, recognition, or status, the more significant our legacy without it. But true significance doesn't come from what you have. It comes from what you give. And more importantly, the impact you have on the people around you. The legacy you leave is shaped not by the material things you acquire, but by the lives you change, the hearts you touch, and the positive influence you have on the world. When you look back on your life, what will matter most? Will it be the wealth you've amassed or the awards you've won? Or will it be the people whose lives were better because you were in them? Will it be the ways you made others feel, the ways you supported them through hard times, the encouragement you provided when they were ready to give up, or the kindness you showed when they needed most? A meaningful legacy is not built by accumulating things for yourself, but by investing in the lives of others, leaving a mark that goes beyond the temporary and the superficial. True legacy comes from the relationships you cultivate and the impact you have on the people around you. Think about those who have made a lasting impression on you. It's likely that it wasn't their wealth or their fame that left a mark. It was the way they made you feel, the way they believed in you, or the way they cared for you when you needed it most. Perhaps it was a teacher who saw your potential when no one else did, or a mentor who took the time to guide you, or a friend who was there for you during your darkest days. These are the kinds of people who leave a meaningful legacy. It's the impact they have on others that endures, and endurance and the accolades fade away. A meaningful legacy is also about the values you instill in others. The impact you have is not always immediate, and that's not always something you can see right away. Often it's the small moments of kindness, the words of encouragement, and the ways you help others grow that truly shape your legacy. When you take the time to listen to someone, to offer advice, to offer a helping hand, you plant seeds in their lives that may not bloom immediately, but they will take root and grow. The legacy you create is not just about what you do for others in the moment. It's about the long-term influence you have on their lives and how you help them become better versions of themselves. This is where the true power of meaningful legacy lies. It's not about the things you accumulate, but the difference you make in the lives of others. It's about the way you touch hearts, uplift spirits, and offer support to those who need it. When you live with this kind of intentionality, your actions reverberate throughout the lives of the people you encounter. You create a ripple effect that has the potential to reach far beyond what you can see. The way you show up for others, the way you treat them with respect, dignity, and compassion will inspire them to do the same for others. And that is how a meaningful legacy spreads, not through grand gestures or large sums of money, but through the simple acts of kindness and care that create a chain reaction of positivity. Moreover, the way you live your life, your integrity, your resilience, and your ability to overcome adversity becomes a blueprint for others to follow. When you show others what it means to live with purpose, to act with integrity, and to stay true to your values, you inspire them to do the same. A meaningful legacy is not only about the actions you take, but about the example you set. It's about showing others what is possible and helping them see that they too have the power to make a difference in the world. In the end, it's not the things you leave behind that will matter most, but the lives you touched along the way. You may not be able to take your wealth or your accolades with you, but the impact you have on others lasts far longer than anything material. The people whose lives you've touched will carry your legacy with them, passing it on to others in ways you may never fully understand. Your legacy lives on in the way people remember you, not for what you had, but for how you made them feel, how you inspired them, and how you helped them become better versions of themselves. So as you move through life, ask yourself, what kind of legacy am I building? Is it one based on what I have? Or is it one based on the lives I've touched? The legacy that truly matters is the one you create by living with purpose, by serving others, and by making a positive difference in the world. It's about the impact you leave on the hearts and minds of those around you. That is the kind of legacy that endures, the one that is truly meaningful. Your legacy is created through your actions, words, and love every single day. It's easy to think of legacy as something that only materializes later in life, something that can be measured by the number of awards or accomplishments you've accumulated. Many people associate legacy with leaving behind grand gestures or significant achievements. However, the truth is that your legacy isn't just about the big moments, it's about the small, everyday actions you take, the way you speak to others, and the love you offer to those around you. Every day is an opportunity to create the kind of legacy that will endure long after you're gone. Your actions are the most powerful reflection of who you are and what you stand for. The choices you make, whether they are large or small, have a lasting impact on those around you. It's easy to think that your actions only matter in moments of great significance. But the reality is that it's the consistent, everyday choices that define who you are. Whether you are helping someone in need, offering encouragement to someone who is struggling, or simply being kind to a stranger, these actions accumulate over time and shape the legacy you leave behind. Your actions create a ripple effect that can touch lives in ways you may never fully understand. Each decision you make is an opportunity to be the kind of person you want to be remembered, as one who lives with integrity, kindness, and a sense of purpose. The words you speak are just as powerful as the actions you take. Words have the ability to build up or tear down, to inspire or discourage. Your words are a reflection of your heart and your intentions, and they can leave a lasting imprint on the people you interact with. When you choose your words carefully, you have the power to make someone feel seen, heard, and valued. Your encouragement, your support, and your words of wisdom can provide the strength and motivation someone needs to keep moving forward. Just as hurtful words can stay with a person for years, so too can words of kindness and affirmation. The way you communicate with others, whether through a kind compliment, a word of encouragement, or listening ear, contributes to the legacy you are building. Your words are a testament to the love and care you offer to the world, and they play a crucial role in the way people remember you. But perhaps the most important aspect of your legacy is the love you give. Love is what connects us all, what brings meaning and depth to our lives. The love you show to others, whether it's love for your family, your friends, or even strangers, leaves a mark that no amount of money or status can ever match. Love is what makes the world a better place. It's what gives purpose to your actions and meaning to your words. When you love with an open heart, when you offer unconditional support and care, you are creating a legacy that transcends time. Love has the power to heal, to bring people together, and to inspire others to do the same. The more love you give, the more you contribute to the positive change you want to see in the world. A legacy built on love is one that will live on in the hearts of those you touched, far beyond your lifetime. Your legacy is not something that can be measured by material possessions or outward success. It's not about the things you leave behind, but about the impact you have on the people around you. The love you give, the kindness you show, the support you offer, and the way you inspire others are what we remember long after you're gone. It's the small, everyday actions that create a life worth remembering. Your legacy is being built in every moment, in every choice, in every interaction. The more you live in alignment with your values, the more you contribute to a legacy that will inspire others to live with purpose and love as well. It's easy to think that you have time to make a difference, that the legacy you leave behind is something you can worry about later. But the reality is that the legacy you're building starts right now. Every action, every word, and every act of love you offer today is an investment in the kind of legacy you want to leave. Don't wait for the perfect moment to make an impact. Your legacy is built in the everyday moments, the ones you might not even notice. When you choose to act with kindness, when you speak with compassion, when you show love to those who need it most, you are creating a legacy that will live on long after you're gone. Remember, your legacy isn't about what you accomplish or what you possess. It's about the lives you touch, the people you lift up, and the love you share. The impact you make every single day will determine the kind of legacy you leave behind. So ask yourself, what kind of legacy am I building right now? What actions am I taking? What words am I speaking? And how am I showing love to those around me? Your legacy is being created right now. And it's up to you to make it one that will inspire, uplift, and endure for generations to come. Start now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Today is all you have. It's easy to think that the right time will come, that everything will fall into place when the conditions are just right, that we'll be ready to take that leap when we'll be prepared enough or gathered enough resources. But the truth is, waiting for the perfect moment is often a way of procrastinating, of delaying action because we're afraid of failure from losing you. The perfect moment doesn't exist. What you have is today, this moment, and it's the only moment you can control. So stop waiting for the ideal circumstances and start taking action now. We often get caught up in the idea of waiting for the right time because we fear that we're not ready. We tell ourselves that once we have more experience, more knowledge, more money, or more confidence, we'll finally be ready to pursue our dreams. But the truth is, waiting for everything to be perfectly aligned is a form of self-doubt. It's a way of telling ourselves that we're not good enough yet, that we need to be someone else before we can begin. But the reality is, you don't have to be perfect to start. You just have to be willing to take that first step. You don't have to have everything figured out, and you certainly don't have to have all the answers. What you need is the courage to begin, knowing that the journey is just as important as the destination. Every great achievement starts with a single step. Every success story begins with someone to start, even when they didn't feel ready. Think about the most successful people you admire. You think they waited for the perfect moment before they took action? No, they started with what they had, where they were, and they took it one step at a time. They made mistakes, they faced challenges, and they encountered setbacks, but they didn't let those things stop them. They kept moving forward, and in doing so, they built the success they have today. Waiting for the perfect moment can lead to endless delays and missed opportunities. The longer you wait, the more time you lose. If you keep putting things off, waiting for the stars to align or for the perfect opportunity to present itself, you'll never take action. You'll stay stuck in a cycle of inaction or regret. There's no guarantee that tomorrow will be better than today, and there's no way to know if the perfect moment will ever come. What you can control is what you do right now, today. You have the power to decide that today is the day you take action, no matter how imperfect it may seem. The time to start is now, not later. The idea of waiting for the perfect moment also leads to fear and doubt. We often think that if we wait long enough, we can avoid failure, whether the cake comes taking risks. But the truth is, failure is part of the process. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a stepping stone toward it. When you take action, you'll inevitably face challenges and setbacks, but those experiences are what teach you and help you grow. By starting now, you give yourself the opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. You may stumble along the way, but that's okay. It's through those struggles that you build resilience, develop skills, and learn what works. Success doesn't come without failure, and failure doesn't mean you've failed permanently. It means you're learning and moving forward. Another reason we hesitate to start is that we think we have more time. We tell ourselves that we can always begin with next month or instantly. But the reality is, time doesn't wait for anyone. Tomorrow isn't promised. Life is unpredictable, and if you keep putting things off, you may find that time has passed you by before you've even begun. The only time you truly have is now. Today is all you got, and it's the most important day in your life because it's the only day you can control. Once today is gone, it's gone forever. So don't waste it waiting for something that may never come. Start now and you'll find that each day you take action brings you closer to where you want to be. When you start today, you also build momentum. The more you take action, the easier it becomes to keep going. The initial steps might feel hard and you might encounter doubts and resistance, but as you continue to move forward, you'll start to see progress. That progress fuels your motivation and gives you the confidence to keep going. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take that first step. But once you start, you'll gain momentum and will begin to unfold in ways you never expected. Ultimately, it's about making the decision to live your life with intention and purpose. Waiting for the perfect moment is a way of letting life happen to you instead of taking control and creating the life you want. It's a way of giving away your power, of letting fear and doubt dictate your actions. But when you choose to start now, you take ownership of your life. You decide that you won't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. You take the reins and begin moving toward the life you envision, one step at a time. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Today is all you have. The time to start is now. Take action, even if it's imperfect. Don't wait for the stars to align or for the conditions to be just right. Start with what you have where you are, and trust that the rest will unfold as you move forward. Your dreams and goals won't wait for you. Start now and create the life you deserve, one step at a time. Leave a legacy that will inspire generations to come, one that will make a lasting impact on the world. This is a powerful call to action, a reminder that the way we live today can echo far into the future. A legacy is not something that only comes into being when we leave this world. It's something that is built in every moment, in every choice we make, and in every action we take. It's about creating something lasting, something that will influence and inspire others long after we're gone. So the question is, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? We often think of legacies in terms of wealth, property, or public achievements. Society teaches us that the most impactful legacies are the ones tied to financial success, fame, or titles. But the true measure of a legacy is not in what we have or what we acquire, it's in how we affect the lives of those around us. A meaningful legacy is one that reaches beyond material possessions and external recognition. It's the kind of legacy that changes hearts, challenges the status quo, and inspires others to do good in the world. It's the kind of legacy that doesn't just leave a mark on history, it leaves a positive, transformative imprint on the lives of others that will ripple through time. To leave a legacy that will inspire generations to come, you must start by living with purpose. It's not enough to just go through the motions of life or to live for the next achievement or milestone. You must live with intention, driven by the desire to make a difference, no matter how small or large that difference may be. Every day is an opportunity to create the future you want to see. Every choice you make, whether in your personal relationships, your career, or your community, is a step toward building a lasting legacy. And while it's easy to get caught up in the idea that we need to accomplish something monumental to leave a legacy, the truth is that the everyday actions matter just as much, if not more. It's the kindness you show, the compassion you give, the way you uplift those around you, it's those moments that contribute to a legacy that will stand the test of time. A legacy that will inspire future generations is one that is rooted in values. It's not about the tangible things you leave behind, but about the principles you instill in others. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? The legacy you leave will be shaped by the values you live by and how you pass those values on to others. If you live by honesty, integrity, compassion, and generosity, those qualities will find their way into the lives of others. They will be carried forward, not just in the memories of your actions, but in the way others choose to live their lives as a result of your influence. This kind of legacy transcends time because it's not tied to something fleeting. It's rooted in the enduring power of human values that shape how we interact with the world and one another. Leaving a lasting impact on the world means contributing to something bigger than yourself. It's about looking beyond your own desires and asking, how can I help others? How can I contribute to the betterment of the world? A legacy that lasts is one that serves others, that makes life better for those who come after you. Whether through your work, your advocacy, or the relationships you build, your actions can have a far-reaching impact. Even the smallest act of kindness can have a ripple effect that spreads outward, creating change in ways you may never fully understand. It's about planting seeds of possibility, hope, and encouragement that can grow into something much larger than anything you could do on your own. Leaving a legacy that will inspire generations is also about being a source of hope and strength, especially during difficult times. The world is filled with challenges, hardships, and uncertainties, and the legacy you leave can be a beacon of light for others. When you demonstrate resilience, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to your values, you show others what is possible even in the face of adversity. You teach others that no matter how hard life gets, there is always a way forward. The example you set in times of difficulty will be remembered and carried on by those who witness it. And just as you inspire others to keep going, they in turn will inspire the generations that follow. At its core, a legacy that will make a lasting impact on the world is about leaving the world better than you found it. It's about making choices that not only benefit you, but also serve the greater good. The people you touch, the causes you support, and the way you live your life can all contribute to positive change in the world. When you focus on lifting others up and creating opportunities for growth and success, you are contributing to a legacy that will inspire others to do the same. You may never know the full extent of the impact you make, but that doesn't diminish its importance. Every positive action you take, no matter how small, is a building block in creating a world that is better, kinder, and more just for those who come after you. To leave a legacy that will inspire generations to come, you must embrace the idea that your life is a story that is constantly being written. The chapters are made up of your actions, your words, your relationships, and the love you give. As long as you're living, you have the opportunity to shape your legacy, to create something meaningful that will stand the test of time. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start building your legacy, because that moment is now. It starts with how you live today and how you choose to impact the world, one action at a time. When you live with purpose, when you give from the heart, and when you serve others, you are creating a legacy that will inspire those who come after you to do the same. And that is the kind of legacy that will truly make a lasting impact on the world.